Live! One more time! Have to make sure we are live. Ah, there it is. Okay, I could hear myself yell. We live! Welcome to Speculation Sunday on a Sunday. Thank you everybody for joining today's live stream. We got Just Ask Danny in the house. How have you been, my friend?
Good. It's been a nice week recovering from D23.
The fun is just beginning, Danny. We got Halloween, construction.
Yeah, you got the Scary Farm preview event this week already.
I can't believe it.
Mondo's going to be on walking the streets of Ghost Town with monsters this Thursday.
Woo! Thursday's a big day because Scary Farm is going to do the reveal event. We'll go into all these details and stuff in a little bit. But today, the whole purpose of today's live stream, we'll talk about some news in the beginning, but we want to talk Halloween. Halloween! That's right. I want to talk Halloween, everybody. Before we get started, though, I want to ask Danny, because I know I saw you post some content recently. I'm pretty sure you're going to have upcoming content. Let people know about like podcasts, YouTube, Twitters. What do you got going on, Danny?
Yes. I had posted a podcast just a few days ago, the 5571 podcast. It was my recap of all the announcements and what I thought for theme parks. And then I posted my D23 Gonza, that's what I called it, weekend.
Yeah.
Because it was like D23 day and Lorcana launch and D23 at the actual event. So I posted part one of that today, yesterday, excuse me. And then so that's up on my YouTube channel. And then part two will either be up tomorrow or Tuesday. And that'll be like the last 2 days of D23 with some Disneyland updates as well as part of that.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Let's get this party started. Let's do this. Let's freaking do this. So I want to start off with some news first, Danny. Bayou Country has come to life. They're now doing a spiel about Bayou Country on the Mark Twain. Disney has let us know that a portion of Bayou Country is going to reopen, I think, tomorrow, the 19th, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Yeah, wasn't it the 19th? Let me just make sure. I think it was Scott Gustin that posted about it.
I totally missed that if he did. I didn't see it.
Let me just make sure. Yes, right here. Scott Gustin tweeted out, it's at Disneyland Park, the bridge and path connecting New Orleans Square with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will reopen on the 19th. Davy Crockett's Explorer Canoes and Lower Hungry Bear restrooms will also reopen August 19th. That is tomorrow. So we obviously can't be that far away from Hungry Bear reopening, Winnie the Pooh reopening, Pooh Corner, probably meet and greets over there too. What do you think? How do you feel about these changes coming?
It's been a huge challenge for Disneyland logistic teams, right, to make sure that people know that that's a dead end. They put sign after sign after sign. People don't always pay attention to the sign, so it's been hard when people get to Haunted Mansion and they got a about face and turn around. And so this will be great, a welcome change, I'm sure, for them to have that back. So I think it's a great option. The restrooms there are highly utilized too. So we're just probably a couple of weeks away at this point from the Hungry Bear barbecue jamboree opening up So
I got a picture. I got a picture. This one's from Danny. Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree. Uh,
love the sign.
I know it's a nice sign. It feels very bayou country. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It feels very critter country, but now it's considered bayou country. Real quick, we got that horror guy 21 months. Oh my lenta! Thank you for 21 months, horror guy. I can't believe it's been 21 months. One question. Do you know what date the Dead Exposure and Monstro 2 tours are? Yes, I know the exact date. I'll say all that stuff when we get a horror nights. I promise. I promise. I just don't want to talk all this horror nights when we're talking Disneyland, but I'll get to it. I promise, horror guy. Jason with a super chat. Now that this is the podcast before Knott's announcements, what are your speculations on the new mazes we might get this year at Scary Farm? All these good questions. I'll save that. I'm gonna highlight your question and we'll come back to it, Jason. I promise.
Let's pin it. Let's pin it.
Yeah, I got it. I got it saved. Danny, do you think we're like probably a week away from Hungry Bear reopening? Because I saw your picture.
I think it's ready to go. Just the tables need to be installed, the chairs be put back. It seems like it's ready to go. They just probably need to. They probably this week will finish installing all the tables. Doing any last minute painting they need to do, and then they'll probably need another week or just a few days to get the cast members scheduled back in there again. Train them on all the new food that's going to be in there if they're not already doing that behind the scenes now. And then maybe have some cast members come over from the area to test run some of the new items and how they get plated and all that kind of stuff so they can try it out. I'm excited though. I'm excited. The menu looks so good for this, and there's like nothing looks bad on it really.
um, do you think Disney is confident to do soft openings, or for some reason the Artianas ain't gonna get no soft openings? Like maybe they just do cast member.
Yeah, I think they'll have cast member previews. They'll probably do like a Club 33 preview event. Maybe even throw in a DVC one too. But I don't necessarily know that we have the time for like all the Magic Key ones. That might be hard for them to do.
Yeah.
Maybe they do like a paid D23 member one for gold members and like it runs out immediately. They do something like that.
We had a video from Enzo Trigger, and it's actually Imagineers writing. Yeah! Literal people writing it, Danny. We can't be that far. We just can't be that far from this opening. I don't know if there's excitement for Tiana's Bayou Adventure right now. I don't ever hear anybody talking about it. Like, oh, November 15th. I can't wait. Like any of my friends that are in like the Disney circle, ain't nobody cares. It's like nobody cares. I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. But is there any other news you want to talk about, Danny, before we go into like Halloween stuff?
For Disneyland, there's no true news on updates. I did hear a lot of noise and work coming from the Lincoln attraction. We don't really know the timeline on that. I would imagine there's probably going to be. It's kind of unclear what they're going to do because if you guys are familiar with the Great Moments of Mr. Lincoln attraction, in more recent times, right, you have the lobby directly in front of the theater, which is focused on Frederick Douglass and Lincoln and like the Capitol model and like all the other statues of famous people from the U.S. history, like Sacagawea and all that kind of stuff. So that's like basically like the government political like showroom, and then there's the Disney Gallery, which in more recent times has had a rotating display. of different things that come into that and are featured. Right, more recently we had a Disney 100 exhibition, and it's kind of stuck around for a little bit, and that's kind of what we've been seeing there recently. So I'm wondering if the Disney Gallery will change and feature like Walt Disney, like a tribute to Walt Disney, or maybe it's a tribute to like 70 years of Disneyland,
Mm.
um, and it becomes part of the 70th celebration. I don't know when we're going to see that attraction. Maybe it's something they hold back to specifically celebrate the 70th, so we don't see it until like next year, or maybe they open it early and then they just kind of like rope it in as part of the 70th later on. Um, we'll have to see though. Well, that's the only thing that's really kind of going on. A lot of attractions are closed right now. The railroad, um,
Monorail,
monorail,
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain, basically all the Critter Country stuff, obviously.
Uh,
Um, and the Haunted Mansion's virtual queue too hasn't really been a very good experience for a lot of people.
Dude,
It's very very difficult to ride the attraction.
look,
If you,
at 11 o'clock, at 11 o'clock on Friday, the line was at the Pirates Bridge. Look at that. That's the virtual queue for Haunted Mansion.
yeah, it's just not a very good experience because like not only that too, but like when your virtual queue gets called, like if you can't get to the park in time, or maybe if you're at a dining reservation or you're on another ride, like there's not a lot of wiggle room there, you know. And if you're within a few minutes or so, you can ask the cast member. But a lot of times, if it's like really past the time, it's going to be up to the cast member to make that exception, you know, if they want to or not. So
Yeah. You can now make your reservation for November 15th if you so incline to go to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So if anybody's interested, you could do that now. That'll be a hot ticket once we get closer to it. It's kind of hard to think about Tiana's Bayou Adventure because at this point, like everybody's in Halloween mode, Oogie Boogie, Disney food, you know, all the Halloween foods coming. It's like hard to think so far out because Tiana's is really like a Christmas thing now. When you really think about it,
yeah.
it's the first day of Christmas, right? November 15th.
I don't know when it is actually. Let me look that up. While we're looking that up, Mondo, can you pull up the tweet from Scott where he showcased the new Coco entertainment that we're getting in the Viva
Yeah,
Navidad?
we got to talk about that. I haven't asked you.
That's Halloween. That's Halloween related, and we're talking about Halloween right now. So
I guess we should go into Halloween Disney. We should start off with Disney. This one came out of left field. When I saw Scott's tweet, I was like, kind of like, why does it say new? What's new here? You know what I mean? I wasn't. And then people have pointed out there's no mariachi now. This is maybe like an extended version of a musical World of Coco. What do you know about this, Danny?
well, we normally see that like Coco decoration on the archway above, right? So that's not unusual. And then we normally have those big giant skeletons too, right, on either side. That's typically too what we see. So it just looks like a more expanded version of like what we normally see with the little like puppets and stuff, because they still have the puppets on the little bars or whatever. But it looks like there's just more. It's more grand, I guess. So they'll probably just take up more space, and it'll have a feel of like a Viva Navidad, but without the floats.
Yeah, you know what I noticed? That they got like zapatos. They got like these shoes on sticks for some reason. I was like, what? I don't remember that.
Yeah. I was like, what is that going on?
Yeah, they got like these flying Pepita and Dante. So that's new. I don't know what they're doing with this show. Hey, if it's a more grand Coco show, I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. All right, let's get into Halloween. I think for the news, I'm trying to think of anything else that's important to mention right now. If we do, I'll get back to it. But let's talk some freaking Halloween. All right. So I made a list, and I've since been corrected many times, and I feel like I got a good strong indication of what's coming for Oogie Boogie Bash. Oogie Boogie Bash is going to be upon us. How soon? I feel like it's like around the corner, right?
The
August
first
25th.
one is Sunday, August 25th. So it's going to be literally
Oh,
7 days.
Danny, August 25th. Are you
That's next
serious?
weekend. Next weekend.
Wow. But Halloween starts Friday, right? At Disneyland, the 22nd, 23rd?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like Halloween ain't getting no hype at Disneyland for some reason? Like, I don't hear anybody talking about it. Nobody's like,
I feel like it just kind of fell under the rug because of like all the announcements at D23. Everyone's been was focused on D23. School's starting this week, so I feel like people just kind of their priorities are like all over the place. And it's starting earlier than ever, right? Usually we don't think about Halloween until like the first week of September. So it's gonna be a little crazy that it starts this week, but I would imagine. When do we think that Mickey Blinky's gonna drop? Because I was there
tomorrow,
this weekend and he wasn't there yet.
tomorrow, Monday. I think it's Monday. I'm just a wild guess. I think it's tomorrow. We got 23 months. 23 months from Samuel Delgado. So close until opening day of HHN. So excited. Let's go. We're getting closer. We're gonna talk Horror Nights today on today's live. Yeah, D23 kind of like stole the spotlight. Walt statue, Coco Ride, Avatar Land, expansion of Avengers Campus, uh, Halloween. Did Haunted Mansion kind of take a blow from Halloween time? Because it feels like it's been Halloween already. We got Haunted Mansion Holiday. Oh man! All right, let me go to this list, Danny. So I put on Twitter, Oogie Boogie's coming back. These are going to be the treat trails. Ernesto de la Cruz, Madam Mim. I have confirmation now. It's Hades. Hades will be going to Monsters Inc. stage. So Monsters Inc. stage is where Corella has been, so she's gone. Dr. Doof. Dr. Doof is going to go in Junior Dance Party. At least that's what I've heard. Yokai's coming back. Judge Doom is coming back. Sid is going to be coming back. And that Agatha is coming back, but she will be in a different outfit related to her new show. I don't know if that's exciting for people, but that's what I've heard. I put Mother Gothel out there, and a lot of people keep telling me that Mother Gothel is not coming back this year. So I don't know what's up with that one. What's replacing her or what? I don't know. I kind of feel like they might just put Bruno on a meet and greet thing. Uh, what are your thoughts on this lineup, Danny, for Oogie Boogie Bash?
I like the idea of Hades being on that stage. They've kind of put some money into that stage not that long ago, so they have those really cool screens behind it. So I can just see them doing like, like the blue fire behind him or something like that, just to kind of make it feel like Hades' environment.
Yeah, they
And
music to it too. A bunch of stuff there.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff they could do there, and it's also a really great space for new characters because it can accommodate a lot of people and like a big switchback right there for the
Yeah.
trail. Uh, and so people are probably going to want to see Hades, so that'll be a good location in my opinion for him. Um, Kind of crazy though that both new characters will be in Hollywoodland. It'll be like the place to go.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because isn't Junior Dance Party that's not part of Oogie Boogie this year?
I don't know if it's gonna happen during Oogie Boogie, but
It,
what
it,
is it's
I was gonna
happening
say,
during normal Halloween time.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Dan. It's part of normal Halloween time, so that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
Uh,
so it makes sense as to why they're offering that during normal Halloween time, and then during Oogie Boogie, they don't offer it, and then you can just go to you can go to him inside there, which also makes sense too because they can kind of make it seem like his lab inside there since it's a controlled like space, also with screens
Mm.
behind the stage as well too. So
You know what sounds good next week? Buying that sweater, that Oogie Boogie Bash sweater.
it's a cool looking sweater. I love the pull string, how it's like, it looks like just very Oogie Boogie Bash. The villain spirit jersey though, that thing is fire.
Dude, it flying off the shelves. A lot of people buying that one. I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the best spirit jersey I've seen in a while. That should have been the Oogie Boogie Bash spirit jersey.
I know. I'm shocked it was just for all day. For Oogie Boogie, um, it's pretty much the same lineup. You got the parade, Villains Grove, immersive trick or treat trails.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's gonna happen is that like for whoever is going this weekend, because I'm not going. I don't think you're going either, right, Mondo?
I'm going on September 3rd.
Okay, did you get a ticket?
Yes, I said stupidly. I said if the tickets don't sell out by July 4th or 5th or something, I'll buy a ticket. And somehow it didn't sell out by then. So I bought a ticket. I bought a ticket for whatever was available, and that was the last date available, September 3rd.
So yeah, so for this weekend, we'll have an idea of kind of like what surprises there are because Disney does share some things, but sometimes they throw in like a surprise. Like the first weekend last year, or the year before, I can't remember if you remember Mondo, but they like all of a sudden, like Bruno was a meet and greet for the first time, and
Yeah.
like they just like some random stuff that they throw out that they don't kind of announce and kind of
I,
ends up going a little viral on TikTok. So
I
we'll
have a
have
feeling it's Descendants, Danny, because they put that Descendant photo op during D23 over there by like where Spider Man used to meet and greet, around the corner behind Hades area. Uh, and it's still up to this day. So I have a feeling they might put a Descendant person there. Um, does that cause people to be happy? I don't know. I really don't know. We got Jacob Gile dropping a super chat. Hi, hi, Mondo and Danny. I got to go. I go to HHN on opening Saturday. Do you anticipate having walkthrough videos before the first Saturday? We love using your tips. Hell yes, definitely. Opening day, there'll be videos. There'll be a vlog up by Saturday morning. We'll have a live stream on Friday. There'll be a lot of content. There'll be a lot of content for Horror Nights. Just stay tuned. Damn, everyone wants to talk Horror Nights. I love it. I love it. Is there like one or two tips to give people for Oogie Boogie since it's this week?
Yeah, I always tell people if you have the ability to, aka you have a magic key, book a reservation for the same day. You do get access to Disneyland 3 hours prior to the event with your ticket, but it's kind of nice sometimes to plan to be there a little bit earlier so that you can go get food. I think the most important like recommendation I can tell you is have an early dinner that night. Um, Go to the parks early, get in with your reservation, have an early like dinner so that you're not hungry except for snacks during Oogie Boogie Bash. Because wasting your time at the party to eat is like in my opinion not the best option, and the lines are usually kind of long for food. The same goes for HHN or Scary Farm as well, but I think for Oogie Boogie Bash, it's kind of important just because you feel like you're constantly going to do stuff. And then right off the bat, you know, enjoy the mix. You can go check in. Usually the check in inside the park is over at Cars Land area, right before you walk, like right outside Avengers Campus. They do the check in there. You can get your wristband and everything done, so you don't have to wait in the line outside the park. So that's another nice thing too. If you have a reservation, if you can't get in the park beforehand, make sure you're here like the moment your mix-in period starts. Don't get here close to when the party begins because then you're stuck in lines outside. They don't move fast, and you're stuck in the sun a lot of times just
It's
waiting in the
hot
sun.
as hell. It's gonna be hot as hell
Yeah.
next week.
So
That
it's always like the hottest line ever of people standing in their costumes waiting to get into DCA because it takes like a million minutes per person because they have to take everyone's photo.
I want to meet the Sanderson sisters, Danny. What do I do? What's the best tip? Because that's a popular question.
That's the mix-in. You got to go. You got to go during the mix-in, and you got. That's what I my Oogie Boogie Bash guide video from last year tells you exactly how to do the Sanderson sisters. I did that as my first thing. So that if you
because it's going to be 2 hours. It's always 2 hours.
Watch that video because it talks about it. Basically, during I basically took my mix-in period of 3 hours. I took half of that and waited for the Sanderson sisters, and that was I didn't ride rides during that period or anything, and just waited in their line. That way, when the event started at 6 or 7, whenever it starts, I got through in like 30 minutes. But you still waited. But the nice part is you're not waiting that time during your actual event in the 5 hours that you have, 4 hours that you have for Oogie Boogie Bash. So to me, it was better to sacrifice that time during the mix-in period so that I could get the photo with them and then be done.
Yeah, it's always 2 hours. It is literally always 2 hours. Some people are asking what Sanderson sisters. Let me see if it's Minnie, Daisy, and Clarabelle as Sanderson sisters. So that's it's a very popular meet and greet. We got a question from Jamie Lynn. Thoughts on what Hades we're getting? Does Disney got the cartoon version or the Descendants 3 Hades? Two very different versions. What the heck is Descendants 3 Hades?
I don't necessarily know, Jamie Lynn, that's going to be like the exact, like straight up from Descendants Hades. But I feel like it's going to be like on that line because the villains from Oogie Boogie Bash are generally face characters like this. And so I feel like he's going to be towing this line, except for my guess is he'll probably be like blue, like painted blue.
What? I've never seen Hades. I've never seen Descendants 3, so I'm it's all brand new to me.
Yeah, but this is typically how, like, we're not going to see the Hades from the float that's on the parade, right? That doesn't talk and doesn't have a face, like or a moving face, because the whole purpose of the Oogie Boogie Bash villains is that they interact and talk to you and like, haggle you and or hassle you and like make fun of you and stuff. Like that's part of the like the draw for it. And so you can't have a non-speaking character up there. So we already know it's going to be some sort of face character Hades.
I think they go to Villains Night Hades. Let me play it.
Yeah, that looks like what I would think.
I'll put a whole $1 bill on it. That this exact Hades. I don't know if it'll be that actor, but this Hades is the one they're going to bring. That's the one. So I guess the cartoon version. I think that's the best way to say it. Oh man, I'm excited. Hades is probably one of my favorite villains from all the Disney villains, and if it's a dance party, I think that'll be a lot of fun too. I think that's it for Oogie Boogie. Let's move on to a different theme park. Halloween Horror Night! Let's go! I feel like this is the one everybody wants to talk about.
Wanda, was that from your video of Villains Night?
Yeah, Villains Night. That very terrible event that I went to back in the day. Oh man, but you know what? It's a great reference video, so at least I get that. That horror guy commented, I can't believe 21 months. One question, do you know what date did Exposure and Monstros 2 tour? So Halloween Horror Nights, or just Universal Studios Hollywood in general, they invited me. Super appreciative. What a great opportunity. I will be touring behind the scenes with John Murdy, Monstros 2 and Dead Exposure Death Valley. So we will be walking these houses like as a lights on tour, essentially, with John Murdy. August, I can't even remember the date, but it's the last week of August. I have to look at the email. I'll let everybody know, and I'll make a video afterward. I've done a video like that before, like last year, where we had a chance to do Evil Dead Rise and La Llorona, or was it, no, Monstros and Evil Dead Rise last year. It's really cool to just hear John Murdy talking about houses while you're in the house. You know, this is literally the person that created it. So stay tuned for that. It's the last week of August. I have to remember the date. I can't remember, but it's like pretty much the last couple days of August. So stay tuned for that one, everybody. It's going to be a highlight of Halloween.
Last time it was Monstros, the first one that you did a walkthrough of, right?
Yeah, now I get to Monstros 2. We got Jacob Gile. My wife is asking for footwear / Souls Rex for walking all night at Horror Nights. Has your most anticipated house changed since all have been announced? Very good question. Very good question. Let me go to the website. Let me see. Danny, what is your go-to shoe, man? You know you're going to be walking 20,000, 30,000 steps. You're going to be standing for multiple hours. What is your go-to shoe, like for you personally?
Skechers.
But like what though? Skechers what?
They have like a street sneaker that it's got like an air bubble. They kind of look like Nikes, like knockoff Nikes a little bit. But I don't want to call them knockoff because Skechers are literally as expensive as Nikes.
Really? Skechers got a like that?
Oh yeah, they are very expensive now. So
what?
they're like $130.
What? Dude, $130.
So it's like the street sneaker one. I don't know, like if you type in like Skechers street
walking shoes.
Type in like that's that one right there. Click that men's. It's right there. If you just had it. There's like a white one right there.
The first one?
Nope, the white one. Like, we'll go back. Right there. Yeah, that's literally the one I use. But they're usually like 130, so that's on sale. But I have that in gray. I have that in the neon yellow.
Those are clean. I like simple shoes like that. Just very clean. Yeah. Very clean. My go-to shoe, it's Ultra Boost 1.0. I guess I might as well show everybody. Ultra Boost 1.0 shoes. Let's see if I can bring it.
Yeah, we got Robert S. in the chat, Mondo. He says Skechers started producing basketball shoes now too.
Damn.
So they're trying to get like into the expensive shoe game.
I didn't even know Skechers were $130. Like that's like unheard of for me. Right here, these are my favorite shoes of all time. I could walk easily 30 to 40,000 steps in these shoes. These are Adidas Ultra Boost 1.0. They are not cheap, but I think there's a deal right now. Yeah, $180. They're freaking expensive.
Yeah.
But I live and breathe through these shoes. These shoes, I feel like plantar fasciitis. I never get issues. Never. Strong support. My feet never feel tired or nothing. They're very light too. Very light shoe. I highly recommend. Highly recommend. All right, let me go back to Horror Nights. We got The Weeknd Nightmare Trilogy. I kind of want to watch the trailer, Danny. Let me hit the trailer.
Does it have music?
Warning. Unusual audio-visual activity in your house.
sucks.
How do you feel about this, Daddy? How do you feel about the weekend coming back?
The last maze was really fun, so I don't have any expectations other than if it's anything like the last one, it's probably going to be good. So I mean, I love his music, so like having that blasting while walking through the maze is really cool. It had really great visuals in the maze,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm excited for it. Honestly, it's probably going to have one of the longest waits of the event, I'm sure.
Yeah. And then we got the Legacy of Leatherface. We got Eternal Bloodlines. Insidious, The Further.
I'm not looking forward to Chainsaw Massacre. I'll tell you that right now.
No, dude, no. I want to say nobody's looking forward to it, but the diehard Horror Night fans, they can't wait to go in that one.
Dude, nothing's worse than a maze like that where they're just coming at you with chainsaws in the maze. It's
the
like,
whole time, probably.
man, it smells like gasoline. It's just like
it's gonna be crazy. Insidious, The Further, Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, A Quiet Place, and there will be Terror Tram Enter the Blumhouse. And look at this, Danny. I posted this on my Twitter. Check this out. Right here. Look at the size of Blumhouse they're trying to do. This is right where the 60th drop off was at Bates Motel. We got just Blumhouses everywhere.
dude, they gotta get going on this. We're not that far away.
Yeah, it's like 2.5, 3 weeks.
I know. What the heck's going on? They gotta move faster.
Yeah, dude, I feel like this is an overnight project now where they got to get it done. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they got to get it done. Has something risen on the list for you on the hype list? Like what is your top 3, Danny? We want to hear Danny's top 3.
Insidious for sure is number 1. I think it's going to be the scariest maze for sure, like without a shadow of a doubt. Second is Quiet Place because I love the series, and third is Ghostbusters.
Damn!
Mm-hmm.
Wow!
I know that Monstros 2 will probably be really cool, but I'm just excited for those franchises. So
where is it? Yeah, there it is. Damn, Monstros. Dude, Dead Exposure. It's gonna be a wild Halloween Horror Nights. For Halloween Horror Nights, I want to talk about this because I haven't really had a chance to talk about it on Speculation Sunday. Danny, at the lower lot, we have The Weekend. We have The Legacy of Leatherface, Eternal Bloodline, and Dead Exposure. We went through the chaos that was last year with The Last of Us, Exorcist was down there. What else was down there? Gosh, I can't even remember.
Holidays in Hell.
Holidays in Hell. Stranger Things. And remember, they were closing the queues where you couldn't even get in line at the lower lot. They weren't even letting people line up for nothing sometimes at the lower lot. I feel like the lower lot is going to be ridiculous again. It's going to be tremendously packed. What are your thoughts when we all these bangers are at the lower lot? It seems like it's kind of it's like all the lower lot heavy. That's how I feel.
My thoughts are get that early entry. Like the early entry is the way to go. So that's in my opinion, like nothing's better than the early entry as far as like I was able to get 3 mazes done during early entry without express. So
that's worth it right there for $10.
$10, $10, dude. $10
Look at that.
So
Go on Thursday, it's $10.
and it'll sell out. So don't hesitate. Buy it as soon as you can.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm shocked the
I,
Saturday sold out. It seemed like everything kind of sold out quickly last year.
but yeah, definitely go to the lower lot if you have early entry. Kind of see like last time, The Last of Us really stood out as like what everyone was trying to wait for. So I skipped that and I went for Stranger Things, and then I went to Exorcist for my number second, and then Holidays in Hell for my third. And then by that point, after I had gotten through Holidays in Hell, like the event started already.
Hmm.
Uh, and it was crazy because when the event started, I was already on lower lot coming out of Holidays in Hell, and you just saw this insane crowd coming down the escalators, like running down the stairs, and it was so crazy to like already be in there and just seeing it from the other end, like coming at you. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
I gotta film that again this time around and put it on social media because it's such a fun thing to see, like all the people coming down from the event. But
Which,
yeah, I recommend that too. And if you have an annual pass or you're in one of those like 2 p.m. situation tickets, um, you can even do better where you can check in for early entry inside the park. Usually you do that right back at the gate again, but they have like a booth that's doing it like inside, so you can kind of even get like a leg up before the people who are outside the gates that don't have access to the park that are just waiting for early entry to open.
it's
Um,
crazy out there. It's crazy.
yeah, so it's kind
Which
of a situation.
which maze do you anticipate has the longest wait this year? I think it's just a weekend. I don't even have to.
Yeah, it's just the weekend, and then maybe Ghostbusters. I don't know. Like, I just feel like that always brought like the crowds before. The Ghostbusters one. Quiet Place too is like really
You never
popular
know.
franchise.
Could be Quiet Place. It's
Yeah.
right there on the left when everybody enters.
hmm
Uh,
I know Monstros and everything. They're gonna be really good, really fun, but like people just aren't drawn to those like original mazes as they are like these big names. So
Everybody wants the IPs. Uh, New member. Shout out to Frank. Oh no, Frank, 24 plus months. Oh, Frank, thank you. Thank you. 5 bars. Um, for Horror Nights, is there anything that you would like more from it this year compared to last year? Something that you wanted like to be done better or differently from last year to this year? Anything calling your name like that?
Not really. They really kind of listened to feedback and changed a lot of things, right? So they had the early entry for the bar. If you had Express, one of the biggest complaints was that like there was no like you have Express and there's no special wait for like getting drinks or food or something like that. So like last year they had a special bar that was like a second bar that was just for Express. So that was really nice. There was like a lot less people than the normal area is going to be. So like everything kind of seemed like they had like addressed most things. They had like the merchandise spread out for a lot of different areas of the park. Um, they I feel like security wasn't too bad either. It can be bad, right? That's another like reason to get there early is you can get through security really fast and not have to deal with like long lines.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, the if you guys are getting there early, that brutal sun, like from 3 to 5, like it's like where everyone gets burned. So just make sure they,
Just waiting at
uh,
the gate. It hurts.
yeah. Mac Cheese in the chat says they need better food. That's the only thing I could think of is that like
Yeah, I was going to go into it, Danny. Did you try anything from Leather Faces back in the day when it was here?
I did, and
Yeah, because I could have sworn you did. I feel like you hated it, whatever it was.
we talked about how it was going to be Leatherface's barbecue again, right? We said that
Yeah,
already.
it's official
Wow.
now. It's official.
Yeah. So it's okay. This stand like they're notorious for like not being the best as far as efficiency goes. Uh, so like when it was the pizza place last year, it was really bad. But just the best recommendation is like get there early, go to CityWalk and like have dinner at like Antojitos or something, or go
Nah,
have dinner at like
go get the what's it called? Like there's a Habit, NBC Sports Grill,
yeah, just go
Panda,
anywhere, get
something.
food beforehand. Like the worst thing you can do is try to eat during horror nights. Like literally the worst thing.
Yeah. Jen says last year I scanned in an HHN from inside the park at 4. I was able to hang out by Starbucks and then I did Monstros at like 6:40. They never made me
Yep.
wait for general admission. Yeah, dude, follow that path. That is the path to success right there. The only good thing there was the frozen Jack and Coke. Yeah, how do you go wrong with that? Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. For me, something that I would like to be done better at Horror Nights, I think, is maybe doing an early entry on the upper lot, like an official early entry, just so it like spreads the crowds instead of everybody just jam packing down and the weekend is like instantly 3 hours because everybody wants to do that. I think this year Horror Nights might be a good idea to zig when everybody's zagging. So everybody goes to the left, you go to the right. Everybody's going to weekend and all that. Go do Ghostbusters, Insidious, Monstros, Quiet Place. You just kind of go the opposite of the flow. Oh man. For Halloween Horror Nights, I'm trying to think if there was something else I wanted to say. I think that's it for now.
The only thing I was gonna say for Horror Nights, that that was there any other like I know you bought your frequent fear pass and then it went down in price and they were able to adjust that for you, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah, they refunded. What is the price now? I don't even know what the price is currently. Did it stay? Yeah, it stayed 179. We bought it at I think 210 or
Do we know
215.
if there was any other adjustments, Mondo, in pricing as far as like tickets go?
I don't know. I wonder if RIP is RIP the same? Did it get cheaper? I have no idea. I really don't like keep up to date. Oh dang, RIPs are selling out. Damn. Okay. I'll say RIP has stayed the same price. I don't think it's gone up or down. It's just kind of stayed the same. What is Express? I'm just curious. Damn, Express is sold out the first weekend. I feel like that's like normal. I'm not seeing nothing weird price wise. Day and night, 2 p.m. Express is the best way to go. You got to stay in the park while everybody's stuck at the entry. Yeah, being stuck at the entry is rough, man. I hate it.
It's the most rough thing, and it's like there's no shade. The
Can't.
sun's always literally like based on where it's positioned. That's where like the sun's setting like right behind you. So it's just like on you, like so.
And
There's no shade because it's like it's not on the other side. It's like right behind you.
there ain't no easy way to go to the bathroom. It's just you're just stuck there. It's just crazy. Anything else Horror Night related? I don't really have nothing else to go over right now with Horror Night. Just that Blumhouse is really going all out. Or let me
Yeah,
get my theory real quick.
I
Or what
won't
can
be
you say?
doing the tram. I can tell you that right now.
You're just over it.
I hate the tram. I literally hate everything about the tram. It's the worst nightmare as far as the line. I know I have express, but you don't get express coming back on the tram when you have to get back on it again. So it's like there's never a time I want to do the tram. I will not be doing the. I haven't done the tram for two years in a row, and I won't be doing it this year either. There's nothing that's like drawing me, right? Like I don't care about Megan. I don't. There's like nothing crazy in the Blumhouse tram that like I would want to do it. So
Yeah. The Terror Tram. This is just my theory. I think the reason they're building so many of these Blum houses is because every time you walk through one, maybe you're walking into that certain property,
yeah,
which
that makes sense.
there's like freaky the Black Phone, Purge. What was the other one? Happy Death Day or something? I don't even freaking know what the other one was. I guess I could click it. It would tell me. Horror Nights. Terror Trap. Oh, it's right there. Face Megan, the Grabber. Up, doesn't tell me more. Okay, the Grabber. Yeah, those are all the people you'll be encountering right there. So that's my theory. Every time you walk through one of these houses, you're walking into another property of something. I think it's cool. I don't know what the heck's going to happen in here.
Mondo always likes the tram. I don't like it.
I like the tram, and then I retire it. I always retire it.
I liked the Purge tram. That was fun.
The Purge. Like I'm trying to think of what tram like I really just was like, wow, that was so much fun. I'm gonna say maybe the Purge one was probably the best.
I liked it. I liked the storyline of it. How you were on a tram going to like a purge party because you'd paid to like go to a purge party, but then like all of a sudden you're the one getting purged, and like they're waiting for you when the tram stops, and like they're coming at you with chainsaws and everything. I thought it was a cool storyline.
Yeah, I have it right here. I just want to show the beginning. Let me see. Oh, let me see. What was the Purge? I'm trying to. Yeah, I enjoyed the Purge one. I ain't gonna hate on the Purge one. I enjoyed the Purge one more than Larry Larva, which was last year. Yeah, last year it was. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if the Terror Tram's good this year.
What are your thoughts, Mondo, on the Purge show returning? Are you going to be making it a point to do that?
Yes. The only
maybe not on open night, but you'll do it.
The only thing I've heard was the Purge show at Waterworld is speculated to be using the airplanes incorporated into whatever story they're trying to do. So I think it could be really good. I think it'd be really good.
Yeah, I agree with Albert Rodriguez. He says if we can retire the tram and get 10 houses again, I'm fine with that. I agree. I'd rather use the tram's loading area for a queue that goes into 2 mazes like they used to do back in the day when they had Us and Pandora's Box. I thought that was cool.
I love that. But they don't do it no more. Let me see. Trying to think. Oh, I just want to throw this out there. Man, I don't even think I've tweeted about it or anything yet, Danny. This is obviously Speculation Sunday, where we make speculations, wild ones sometimes. I am hearing, Danny, I want to hear your thoughts. I am hearing that the conversation about a hotel coming to Universal Studios Hollywood, right there in the front, right in the front entrance, smack dab in the front. I have photos. I took some photos today. I should post them. That it is getting so strong that there might be construction happening possibly at the end of this year. All of that is wild speculation. Nothing confirmed. I haven't heard nothing. But the little tweets and little birdies, that's what I'm hearing. How do you feel about Universal Studios Hollywood getting a hotel? What does that mean to you, Danny? What does that mean to you?
I think it's needed, in all honesty. They have some really great hotels with the Sheraton and the Hilton. I personally stayed at the Sheraton, and I felt like it was a really great hotel, but it's in like they kind of have like an official partnership, but you don't get that like Universal Resort experience. I feel like the resorts at Universal Orlando are just so special. Even though they're not owned by Universal, they just are really nice, and they like you feel like you're on Universal property. Um, they're great. There's great theming. They're just really awesome. So I feel like having an option like that would be something that everyone opts in for. They don't have to worry about shuttles. They're right there. It's just good to go. You know what I mean? I think there's no negatives about it. It's all positive stuff, and it really allows Universal to call themselves a resort. In all honesty,
And that's what I was gonna say, Danny. Do you think if they bring a hotel, is this a promise? Is this a promise to the future that like, hey, we're gonna keep expanding. We want to make this a 2, a 3, a 4 day experience for families. Because is it right to put a hotel when it's like a 1, 2 day max experience? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
how do you feel about that?
it's either way, it's gonna get a lot of traffic, so they're not gonna have to worry about that, even if it's just the current park that it is now. But I agree. I think they have plans to expand in ways that they can, because there's not a lot of space for them, and I
Hmm.
feel like it allows them to not only that, like you have to remember that area of Hollywood in and of itself is a major tourist destination.
Oh, dude,
Uh,
every day it's ticketed people. There's not annual pass holders that come every day.
yeah, so
Ticket.
if you can't spend a day, 2 days at Universal, you could certainly spend a full day, maybe even two at Universal, and then a third doing the Warner Brothers Hollywood tour. And Universal has a great partnership with Warner Brothers in that aspect. So I'm sure they would offer like packages with their hotel to like go to Warner Brothers studio tours as well. So there's a lot you can do to make people stay there and continue to spend money and like CityWalk and all that stuff. So it's there's more to do than like the Universal kind of has to think of itself beyond just its own theme park.
Hmm. Legoland has 2 hotels and is a 1 or 2 day experience. I don't know nothing about Legoland. I have to be honest. We got James. Mondo Danny, you're giving good ideas and advice. Everyone should follow that, and you will have a good time at HHN from Universal Jamie. Man, I can't wait. Horror Nights, it's going to be a wild one. So, thank you, JB. 5 bars. Crystal and Chris, the current buy 1 day, get 1 day free deal is such a good deal. There's definitely getting more visitors and need to keep them on property.
Love it.
I think once Universal gets people to stay on property, it will cause more 2 day trips, 3 days trips, a whole lot of that. Because having a hotel literally right at the entrance of your resort or theme park, that's insane. That's like insane value. I don't know what the hell kind of pricing they could do. I kind of feel like they're going to go more of a generic Universal hotel, Danny, because we're not really seeing like Jurassic World theme, Harry Potter theme. We're not seeing that kind of stuff from Universal. Uh,
Right.
like the Epic Universe ones are all kind of original, like they're original ideas. I don't know what the original idea would be for Hollywood, but man, if a hotel comes, I love it. I think it's a great idea. I think, like I said earlier, it's a promise to the future that like, hey, we want to keep bringing the fire, more innovation, more attraction, more shows, more entertainment, just everything. Uh, let's see. All right, that's it. That's it. Let's move on to our next Halloween event. Not Scary Farm. Not Scary Farm is going to be the talk of the town come Thursday. The reason why is because they're going to do their Knott's reveal event, and it's going to be quite a fun event. There's a lot to do. Shout out to our Knott's Adventure for posting it all. They actually put up a whole map and guide of everything. You could park starting at 5 p.m. Your early or your event ticket for Nightmares Revealed is your ticket for parking, so don't pay for parking. Save your money. Um, this is an event that'll be from 7 to 10. Any advice, Danny, because you had a chance to do this one last year, any advice that you would give people from your end for people going this year?
In all honesty, unless you're really, really, really trying to like, you're a social media content creator and you need to film like right up front at the Calico stage for all the new announcements. Don't waste your time in getting to like there early and then just sitting there waiting for the event to start. You only got 3 hours, so maybe enjoy some time doing other things. There's plenty of things to do, photo opportunities, monsters out already, so you can kind of get a taste of Knott's Scary Farm like that. Um, Maybe even go to the shop this time around. That's another option too. But I would say, just roll up to the show when it's starting. They've got the really big screens going on.
You don't
either
need to be
side.
in the front for no reason. There's no reason to
You
be
don't
in the
need
front.
you don't need to cram in with everyone. You can just
Yeah.
enjoy yourself at the back and watch the screens and hear it. Like even if you're sitting down at a table by the fountain, you can still hear what's going on. So
Yeah.
that's my biggest recommendation.
Yeah. For me, my biggest recommendation, uh, honestly, act like the Legacy Store don't exist. Just if you eliminate the Legacy Store from your day, you're just gonna have a great day. You open up extra time to do other things. Hang out with the monsters in Ghost Town. Do some of the entertainment that they're providing, like the makeup or what was that thing? What is it? Maze Photo Op, Chilling Chambers Lights on Tour, Creator Q&A at the Birdcage Theater, Wicked Wardrobe in Town Hall. Do all that stuff. Act like the shop don't exist. There's going to be plenty of time to buy merch. Literally nothing sold out. Nothing sold out when they opened the Legacy Store from the first day to the second day. Everything was still there.
Yeah. I think everyone last year was just really trying to get a lantern,
Yeah.
and then they were
Maybe
trying
those
to get the spirit, or not the spirit jersey,
the
the
50th
lounge
backpack. Yeah, everybody
the
wanted
lounge
that. But this year we didn't have the merch guy at Midsummer Scream, so we don't know what merch is coming.
Yeah. So it's gonna be different. I personally wouldn't be going to this event to try to ride rides, but hey, if that's what you want to do with your time, you can ride some attractions. But I would be there to experience a little bit of taste of Scary Farm early, and then also go and see what's being announced. But honestly, I didn't feel like I needed to be. I think you and I, Mondo, we were chilling like towards the back of the crowd, and we had a really good time back there. See no problem.
Yeah, we just went with the flow. We got to do Lights on Tour of what is Sarah Marshall's maze? Gosh, I can't remember the
Origins.
Origins. That was badass. This year it's Chilling Chambers, which I think is going to be fun. You get to appreciate all the details a lot more because you get to kind of maybe take your time and see more detail because it's very dark in Chilling Chambers. So I think it's going to be fun. Any speculation or anything you have heard about this new maze that's going to be at where the Depths was, over there next to Ghost Rider? Have you heard anything, Danny? We just got a spider at the top.
I haven't heard anything, but the vibes are looking good. It's looking medieval.
I think SoCal Tall Guy also got a video recently. Did he post a video? Yeah. Look at this, Danny. I don't know if you had a chance to see this. This is... yeah, I don't know what that is. Maybe aliens? I don't
I don't know. If someone said a spider maze, that would be crazy. 'Cause people would be not happy about that.
Oh, he did more video. I thought that was just a video of the Depths. Yeah, they've since changed that 50 to a K. Here we got the lantern interaction, which is going to be cool to come back. I don't know what that is. What the heck? I didn't know this video kept going. I thought it was just the Depths.
What is he? What is he on that he can see all this?
I have no idea. What the heck is this? I don't know. That looks like some alien stuff or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going to come of that maze. I've got to a point where, like, I'm just ready to be surprised. Whatever the hell is coming for Scary Farm, I'm ready to be surprised. Any thoughts on the little that you've heard about Elvira, Danny? Does Elvira have, like, a nostalgia for you?
No, no, I have no like affinity. I know people really do, but like, I'm not gonna waste like hours of my day trying to like go see her experience. Um, like in all honesty, I'd rather like enjoy the scare zones. Like you and I always have the best time when we go and like look at the magic within the scare zones, like the slider situation over at the gauntlet and the just doing the mazes back to back to back. And like we had a lot of fun doing the interactions with the lantern, going in the store. Like I feel like if you're gonna want to see Elvira, you either have to be a huge fan, or like you just want to see this whatever this experience is gonna be, because this isn't like Monsters Mayhem like last year where you could get there a little bit early. Like this is like people are gonna go specifically just to see her. So
Yeah.
like it's gonna be like, and those people don't care about anything else. So they're gonna the lines for this are gonna be like you're gonna have to get there really 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 early and just sacrifice a bunch of time to go wait in line for this. And she's not gonna be doing it every night, so it's making the demand even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Elvira at Midsummer Scream, insane long line for the meet and greet, and then she had at the same time had another long line just for the photo op portion of stuff. I was like, damn. Elvira is still very popular in the horror community or Halloween community. Her coming back to Scary Farm, it's a big deal. To me, I'm like kind of in a wait and play kind of thing because, like, I don't know what this is. Some people say it's a museum of Elvira. Other people say it might be a show. I don't know. I don't know. What are you saying?
Our Knott's Adventure brought up a good point if you want to bring up their post again about the map of the event, Mondo.
Yeah.
And this is what I did want to cover specifically, and I'm glad that she posted about it and is mentioning it now. But there's lantern stands on that map. So people know that you don't have to wait in one line just to get the lanterns at the Legacy store.
I didn't
There's
know
gonna be
that.
multiple locations. So that's a good point to call out. Not only that, but she called out and said that she believes it's going to be a new lantern this year.
What?
And then,
Hey, my old lantern better work. I feel ripped off.
I know. I want it to work too. And then someone followed up in the chat. Cross Gorilla said, "All I know is that improved lantern effect activation proximity is going to be like improved." So
Okay. Okay. I like it. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Did you buy a Scary Farm pass, Danny?
I did. Yeah. So did you, right?
Hell yeah, I did. I bought it in person.
I'm going to be going to Scary Farm at least once a weekend if I can.
Dude, I can't wait. Some of my favorite memories of Halloween are hanging out with Danny and doing nothing at Scary Farm than just Scare Zone. We just do Scare Zones. That's all you need.
Yeah, watch people get rocked in Ghost Town streets.
Ghost Town streets. We just didn't realize that the back half, more towards like the saloon, was where all the scares were going down.
Dude, I know.
Ghost Town
I think
Street.
another goal motto we always talk about, we need to do the buffet, but later into the season.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with the buffet the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then we also need to do Ghost Town Grill in the middle of everything.
Dude, it's too foggy, dude. I can't do it.
I can't see what I'm eating.
And you're just like breathing fog as you're eating. The old lanterns
Oh yeah, go ahead and read that.
All lanterns should still work because we saw someone with a lantern by the shooting gallery last week and it was triggering it. What? I'm going to get my lantern ready then. Damn.
Yeah,
I'm going to get new batteries. it's gonna be a pristine condition.
I pulled mine out of the storage and it's right there behind me. The batteries still work in it, but I'm going to open it up and put new batteries in it anyway because these have been the same batteries since last year. So it may work now, but like halfway through the night it might die. So
It wasn't me says, hey gents, is not gonna do Halloween trick or treat for the kids before the horror starts. They do it every year. I don't know what kind of trick or treating, but they do. I don't even know if they call it anything like Spooky Farm. Is it maybe Halloween? I don't know what they call it, but
not Spooky Farm is what it's
Spooky
usually
Farm.
called.
Yeah. Don't forget about the 1 a.m. breakfast buffet with monsters. Are you ever down to do that one, Danny? 1 a.m. It's too late to eat, dude.
I know. That's the problem for me is that like
That's a young person game. Young people.
Yeah,
can do it.
I struggle with like acid reflux at night, so like eating that late's like literal death. So that's not the best thing for me, but I definitely want to do the buffet, and I want to do Ghost Town Grill if we can, and then not only that, but I want to don't forget too. Wanted to mention the tribute store. You can go to it before Scary Farm even's open. They open it on the marketplace side, but it does close pretty early in the afternoon, so they can prepare to open it on the other side for Scary Farm. So keep that in mind. I think last time I came early to Scary Farm with the purpose of trying to go into it beforehand, and I got there like at 4, and it was already closed, ready for the night. So I think they closed it like at 3 something.
Yeah.
So,
where is that?
and then Mondo in Virginia's, the shop Virginia's. You know how like there's that hidden back corner of Virginia's that has Halloween stuff 365 like all year round.
Yep.
Is that normally a space that will sell new Halloween merch, or is it going to continue to be like the legacy section that just sells old stuff? So if people maybe didn't have an opportunity to go into the legacy store, they can like hit that up.
I feel like they're gonna sell like the more generic, where it just says "Nah, Scary Farm," not like relating to a house or anything. I think it's gonna be more generic stuff. Yeah, because they want everybody to go in the legacy store. You want to buy the cool stuff, you got to go to the legacy store. That's what I think.
Okay.
I'm trying to find that like that meal. Where do I buy that meal thing? That 1 a.m. meal thing?
I don't remember. I know our Knott's Adventure linked to it one time.
Dude.
And you were like, man, I didn't even know this existed. I couldn't find it. You said the same thing last time.
Very important monster. Do you have to buy 2 again? Remember how they did like the VIP tour? You had to buy 2, and it came out to like $1,200. This year it's $1,100, so it went down in price. Oh no, it's still damn. How could it be more than Halloween Horror Nights? Wow. What do you get with the very important...
Okay, our Knott's Adventure said they have not released details on the 12 a.m. breakfast buffet just yet. They're still waiting on that. All we know is it's Friday through Sunday.
Damn. Maybe they're waiting till Thursday to give more info. Very important monster tour includes admission, private host for 6 hours, general parking. General parking? You should get dude, $625? I better park close. Buffet dinner, exclusive monster photo op, Scary Farm t-shirt. During the time with your host, you can also enjoy priority access to select mazes, priority show seating, prices per person, regardless of age, minimum of 2 guests per order. Are you freaking kidding me? So me and Danny are trying to go on a Saturday. We both have to go. And it's $1,250, Danny, if we do the 2 of us.
It's crazy.
Wow. Wow. Dude, look. I put Saturday. I can't even do 3. Or I can't even do 2 people. It has to be 3 people.
Yeah, that's another thing to keep an eye out, Mondo.
What the freak? That's crazy.
Another thing to keep an eye out. Frankie's Bride brings it up in the chat. Will Knott's Hotel Restaurant have Halloween themed food? Because in the past we've had a bar there, right, with some special items as well.
Yeah.
Arnott's Adventure said they've heard, yes, that there'll be seasonal items there. So something for you to keep an eye out. I know when you visit Knott's, you're not always visiting the hotel, so it might be something to add to your rotation when you're going over there.
Also, too, everybody, you could still buy a Knott Scary Farm pass, $159. It goes really well when you're a pass holder because obviously you get parking to this event. Same thing with Horror Nights. If you have a frequent fear, you better be a pass holder because parking's $35. It adds up. But yeah, man, they're still doing that. VIP has to be 2 people. Kind of crazy. Let me look at the buffet prices real quick, Danny. I'm just curious. Buffet, say we want to go on a Saturday. It doesn't even want to tell me the price. How much is buffet? It doesn't even tell me. $49. There we go. So if I want to go on a Saturday, September 21st, 5:30, $49. And buffet prime seating. What the hell does that mean? Oh, my Lanta, Danny. You know what they're doing? If you want to be inside the park at Spurs, I'm pretty sure they're considering that prime seating. And
yeah, because then you have easier access to the early entry.
Yeah, the buffet, which I guess is just a regular buffet, is the one that's at Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner. I didn't know they were doing that till I clicked this. Dang, that's kind of crazy.
Does Arnott's Adventure have any clarity on that?
I didn't know that was a thing till I clicked it. Did they do this last year? What the heck? Wow, I didn't know that was a thing. Last year, I just hoped and prayed they put me in the Spurs because it was a way cooler experience. Do you have any tips to the people doing buffets? I know it's really early to say any of this, but any buffet tips?
No, I don't have any buffet tips.
My buffet tip is don't do one the first 3 weeks. do a buffet in October. In October, they already got the process down. They've already gone through their S shows. The food cooks are just better, and it's just a way better experience in October. How much is a buffet? I want to go on a Saturday, October 5th. How much is a buffet? I got to go through all this. 2 people. We're not going to go alone. So 2 people, $98. 98 divided by 2, $49. That's not bad. It's not bad. I say do your buffet the earlier the better. So that 4:30 one right there, that's a nice one. That was a really nice buffet. And the buffet allows you to do early entry into 2 of the new mazes, Danny. Extremely worth it. You get, I don't know what the new mazes are going to be called. The one at the depths and dark entities. You get to do Bloodline. And you get to do Waxworks, which has been confirmed. It will be its last year. Correct. Prime seating will be earliest times at Mrs. Murphy's. Damn, I didn't know. So the only way to do the early time is prime. Wow, I didn't know that. That's all.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're doing it then when we go.
Yeah, we'll do the early ones. Anything else on Scary Farm, Danny? Because there's really nothing much to say right now because we got to wait till Thursday.
Yeah, there's not too much to say until we see more Thursday. The only thing we have confirmation, or is it still rumor that Waxworks is his final year? I can't remember. That was what was
final year. Right? I don't know how it got put out, but it's its final year.
Okay.
Final year.
And we don't know what other maze is going to be final year.
People are saying it's going to be Origins, because
that was what's funny last year, Mondo, is that Dark Entities wasn't it just kind of it's the last year?
Yeah.
No, and then the Depths was the one that was announced, but Dark Entities was just we found out from other people that it was the last year.
Dark Entities last year. Shh. You're like, what? What that person said?
I was just like, what? I don't remember like it being announced. So, like, we got what's the second surprise one that's just gonna be like, bye, gone?
I feel like
Is it
it's
Mesmer
Origin.
or Origins? Oh, okay.
Just Mesmer or I love Origins. Even
I
though
feel
it's
like if they got rid of Origins, we'd get Origins 2.
yeah, I would love that. I ain't complaining about Origins too. The one that's got to go is Mesmer. It's not aging good. After the second week of its life, it was done. It's just done. We've heard Origins or Mesmer. Just let it be Mesmer, and then bring Origins 2, Part 2. That would be badass. What were your top 2 houses and top 2 scare zones from last year, Danny? Before we move on.
Man, I felt like, and I know a lot of people agreed with me on this. I felt like the depths during its last year was just phenomenal. Like
Loved it.
everything hit, and like like everything was working. The Kraken looked good. The ship was moving. Like all the effects were just like spot on.
The
And
lighting was better, I felt like.
yeah, the swamp effect, everything was just like so good. So that was like for sure one of my top 2. And then I think I was alone in this because everyone hated it, but I really liked the Bloodline without the guns. I thought it was a lot of fun, especially um, with the lanterns. I would say a close runner up would probably be 13, the room 13. That was really fun. It felt like it kind of felt never ending. That maze was like really. Mondo kept saying, it was like, oh my gosh, this thing is so long. I can't believe how long this maze is. It was like the longest maze
It
ever.
felt like a 8 to 10 minute walkthrough, like legit. Like,
Yeah, and then with the lantern, it was really fun.
it's just with Horror Nights, lots of their walkthroughs are like 3 to 4 minutes. Nothing
Yeah.
really peaks into 5.
And I'll be honest, I wasn't really like a big cinema slasher person. I know people liked it, but that maze just didn't do nothing for me. I had really bad walkthroughs each time.
Yeah,
I
it declined very terribly last year. It was good,
So
and then the scare actors were just missing more and more and more, and more. Then you're just walking through nothing. All these
yeah,
sets that have no life to them because there's no actors.
yeah, and Room 13, like it kind of wasn't set up that way, and there was a lot of really cool special effects in it too. So it felt like more of a hit. And it was really cool to go and tie into the storyline of everything that was going on in you know the Roaring Twenties or Goring 20s area.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really fun. So I think those are like my top 3 from last year. R.I.P. the depths.
I want to see if I could bring this up real quick, Nanny. Did I do like the last day or something?
Spooky Bay is asking in the chat, Mondo, if you feel like for the first time Scary Farm visitor, is that bundle that includes like the parking, the food, and everything, an express? Is it a good thing for a first time visitor?
I would say yeah. I would say yeah. Honestly, I haven't looked at what all the details are. I think I feel I don't know what time of the year or what time of the season you're going, but if you go to Scary Farm kind of more in the beginning of September, you don't really need the front of the line stuff. I feel like you could get majority of everything done that you want with just general admission. But if you were to do a buffet with your general admission, it goes a lot. You're going to get everything you want done. That early entry goes a long way, and you're knocking out the 2 big things that everybody's going to want to do, which is the 2 new shiny toys. Whatever the depths is going to be, and whatever dark entities are going to be. Those are the 2 new mazes, and those are part of early entry. Unless Knott's goes super whack and doesn't allow it, which I highly doubt. I feel like they are going to be part of early entry. I think Spooky Bay, you should go buffet and general admission. But if you got the money and do that all-inclusive bundle, more power to you. It's worth it. I think it's worth it.
Don't forget, too, Mondo, one thing we need to talk about this year as people prepare for Scary Farm Um, and there's a couple things here I wanted to bring up. So there's Positive Life is asking about the Scary Farm Nobu necklace. I for sure think that's coming back. People booed
It's
it
free
during the
money.
presentation, but it was actually wildly successful last year.
It's free money
So
to Knott's.
yeah. And then the second thing to bring up is don't forget the huge change last year was the Not Scary Farm bag policy, and I don't believe that's changed. So you have to either bring a very small bag or it has to be clear. And there's certain sizes for the clear bag, and I bought a clear bag. Knott's also sells a really good sized, perfectly like fits a ton of stuff in it clear bag. So if you just don't know what kind of clear bag you want and you want to make sure you get the most for like what you can get, Virginia's outside of Knott's Berry Farms sells the Scary Farm bag. I would imagine they'll still do that this year. Maybe it's already for sale. Um, and yeah, Gina Marie says clear bags for Thursday too, Mondo. So, but I think it's a little bit different for guests that have been invited, um, but yeah, generally clear bags. So I know Virginia's last year they were selling the same bag that I had that I bought from Amazon, but it just had Knott's Berry Farm 50th branding on it, so it's kind of cool. Um, so
I
that
would
was
say
kind of fun.
Amazon better, like just better price probably.
Yeah, they're just scared like that the bag's going to be too big or something. That's kind of a like you can come a little bit early, go to your car, put everything you need within that bag. But let's just say the bag that I brought was big enough so that the lantern could literally fit inside of it, like without the when you like folding the handle down,
Yeah.
like it was able to fit inside the clear bag. So, but
Um,
I brought fans, I brought like
Chargers.
water bottle, chargers, like medicine that I needed, like chapstick, all that stuff. So like I brought it all and put it in the clear bag. So if you don't feel like you can't bring stuff, because you can.
You definitely can. XF asks, Oogie Boogie question, can you check in from the Grand Californian entrance or just the main gate for Oogie Boogie Bash?
You can check in at any entrance.
Yeah.
The the Grand Californian though, like it's kind of small, so you're going to be competing with a lot of hotel guests going in there. So the best option is just to get into the park first, and then do the check-in inside the park. But if you can't, I don't necessarily know how to bank on the Grand Californian. You can go check it out and see how long it is. But if it's like really long, I don't know if I would do that.
Dude, I just want to be part of this again, Danny, at Goring 20s.
Dude, last year, Roaring 20s, and oh my gosh.
I just want to be part of this, Danny.
This is so.
Oh, dude. You know, when I think
Roaring
of
20s and Gauntlet, you seem to be having the most fun in those last year.
Dude, I know this sounds weird. Like, if I didn't even do the houses at Scary Farm, I wouldn't care. The scare zones is all I need. That's all I need at Scary Farm. Goring 20s, Ghost Town Streets, and Gauntlet were just like stupid good. They were just ridiculously good scare zones. I could just, that's all I need. I literally don't need to do mazes at Scary Farm. Man, what were your top two scare zones last year, Danny? Top two for you.
Gauntlet for sure. And I would say Roaring 20s too. I mean, like that was they had really plussed it up this year because of the area grew in size, because they got the new maze. So it really just felt like they kind of the storyline was like just all over the place. And then the Gauntlet was just like, in my opinion, the Gauntlet had a lot to live up to because I loved the Hollows.
Yeah, I love the hollows
But
too.
this was it was great. It was really cool.
And then they got that slider show. So freaking cool. See if I can play it real quick.
With the stage and the king and the queen.
Yeah, let me see. This show was so crazy last year. Oh man. Yeah, it was like, and the worst part is like Knott did zero marketing for this thing, the slider show. Knott's PR. They gotta market these things, man. Put it out there. People need to know. Because I remember, like the first Scary Farm weekend. I remember. I think I messaged Danny. I was like, "Was there a slider show anywhere?" And we are like, "Where? What? No, there was no slider show at Knott's." And then like Tuesday came along, and there was a slider show. We just didn't get a chance to do it because nobody knew it existed. And then Knott's doesn't put the times out. I think it was at like 10 or 10:15. Ah, man. Knott's needs to be better about that stuff.
Mondo, some people are asking about Knott's or the Halloween Horror Nights bag policy.
Horror Nights? Horror Nights, as long as you don't bring, I think it's like liquids. No liquids in a Horror Nights, if I'm not mistaken.
They're okay with you bringing like full-on backpacks there. They don't have the same policy.
I've never had an issue. I brought a whole camera bag, and there's no issue. It's just Scary Farm. Scary Farm is the big one with the bag policy.
Yeah, the Halloween Horror Nights, Universal's security, you go through like airport security, so your bag gets X-rayed anyway. So I think the clear bag lets them see through it at Scary Farm, and then the size restriction lets them make sure you're not bringing a bunch of like outdoor food and all that stuff into the event.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to our final theme park, Fright Fest Extreme. Fright Fest Extreme is going to be kicking off at Six Flags Magic Mountain, and where is it? Is there dates? Can I see some dates somewhere? What the heck? There it is. September 7th, everybody. September 7th. It is confirmed. There was some talk about like, they moved the date back to the 20th or 21st. No, September 7th. It's pretty firm. At Horror Nights. At Fright Fest Extreme, we are going to be getting Stranger Things, The Conjuring Universe, Saw 20th Anniversary, Trick or Treat, which we actually have photos, and shout out to SoCal Tall Guy. They have started construction as of like 2 days ago. We don't know much other than we're going to get this scene for sure. And it's going to be kind of like an original take a little bit on Trick or Treat because the director himself is kind of part of this, and I don't want to say progressing the story of Trick or Treat, but it's in the Trick or Treat lore, this like original idea that's kind of coming out of this. And then Fright Fest is also going to be having Army of the Dead and Aftermath Nocturnal Hunt. I feel like I'm talking another language, Danny. Does any of this make sense to you?
Knott's Adventure says, but are there mazes going to be on time?
So, okay, I just want to throw this out there. I don't even know who to refer to, but from the things that I've heard, they want all of this to be open on day one. They want you come to this event on September 7th. You will be able to do these things. Last year kind of haunted people because Conjuring and Saw really didn't open up till like the second month, which is October. So people are kind of like, they're doubting, like, is this stuff going to open? Or is it going to be done? You know what I mean? We'll find out. From this lineup, Danny, how do you feel about it? I know it's Six Flags. There's a lot of unknowns. But how do you feel about this lineup, man?
It's a great lineup as far as what they got. But yeah, you're showing me a photo saying they just started 2 days ago construction.
It's the truth, though.
Universal's been doing this since April.
Since like March, April, dude.
So like, what's the quality we're gonna be getting? You know what I mean?
I know.
That's something that worries me a little bit.
I always say, if Horror Night starts in March, you start in March. I don't care if you're Scary Farms or the Fright Fest. If Horror Nights is starting at that point in time, you start at that time because it's obviously the right formula. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
From what we're reading here, Danny, which ones are you most excited for? Like, what calls your name the most?
Um, I mean, I love Stranger Things whenever Universal does it. So, I I think I would kind of want to see how I would go right away to that because I'd want to see the difference. I'd want to
Yeah,
see what does Universal bring versus what Six Flags is bringing when it comes to Stranger Things. And then Trick or Treat, I feel like is something people are obsessed with,
yeah.
and
What?
uh,
What?
to see a maze for it, I think like there's a reason why they gave us a teaser from that. It's like that's like everyone's top franchise. Like that never really gets a lot of love when it comes to like horror events. And if Universal could do Trick or Treat, I'm sure they would.
Yeah,
But so I think that one's probably going to be like the highest anticipated. We already had like Conjuring and Saw last time, so
yeah.
I think
It'll
I
be
think
kind
people will
of
be going to the other ones.
Conjuring and Psalm will be more of the same, just a little bit of, or like some new additions to kind of flush it out. But Stranger Things, Trick or Treat, Army of the Dead, those are the big ones of like what is coming out of those things. I had a chance. I was on Wonder Woman. I had a chance to see inside Stranger Things, and they have Hawkins High scenes in there, and then they have that like red and black cloud looking thing, which is I guess the upside down. So those two things are coming in there. I kind I was asking Junior, are you a Stranger Things like fan, Danny? You watched all the seasons or no?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, 100%.
Junior said Hawkins High is really like a season one and a season four. Is that true?
Yeah,
Or so
yeah.
so I can't. I'm just going out on a limb here. Uh, or hold on. Let me ask this question because I'm
Well,
not all into Stranger
right
Things.
off the bat, Mondo, based on the teaser poster, we know it's season 4 because that's Vecna.
That's all I
So
was gonna say. Is Vecna in season one or not at all? Huh?
no, no, it's season
Oh,
4.
so I'm just gonna go on a limb. I'm assuming things right here. Speculation Sunday. Maybe Stranger Things will be all the seasons. If they do that, that sounds pretty damn good. There's a lot to work with if you're going all the seasons. Um, yeah, that's probably the biggest giveaway is that there's a freaking Vecna right there on the poster. Um, is there like one or two things that you would love to see come to life in Stranger Things maze? Like being a Stranger Things fan.
I think the Stranger Things maze for Universal that had the mind flay, like when it was like kind of took on the it was kind of gross where like it took on like all the dead bodies of everyone and it became like this walking, physical thing. And like they had a kind of a version of that where like the arms would like come in and like try to grab you.
Yeah,
um,
I remember that.
yeah, that was really cool. So like seeing their implementation of something like that would be kind of fun. Or even just like uh, the demi dogs, like a puppet of it, or the demigorgon, like just like their interpretation of that. I think that could be really fun. We didn't see too much of that at Universal. We saw it like the first time around. They had it like in the when it was at the high school. You can or the or maybe it was the lab where like it was they came out uh, of the wall like in like yeah, that was the one I was talking about. That was cool.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm like, I don't know how they did that, man. I was like, they're gonna poke someone's eye out with that thing. Oh man, do you want to see more Demogorgon, Demodog, Vecna?
Yeah, like just the stuff that comes after you. Like that's what I think.
Yeah, because for me, Stranger Things, like I didn't really like get all into the show, so like there's nothing that like I really want that to happen in the maze. Uh, I just want if there's certain music that is part of Stranger Things, please bring it in the maze. Please, I want to hear the I want to hear the music loud and clear, and have the music be part of this walkthrough that you're going through, because Stranger Things has a lot of music tied to it.
We got a super chat from Evil Mal.
Evil Mel dropping the fire. Mondo Jenny, first timer going to any Halloween event. Which one do you recommend? Also, does HHN have a bag policy like Knott Scary Farm? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm curious to hear what Danny recommends. I'm curious. You go first, Danny.
Gosh, I just feel like personally, it kind of just like it's really hard. Like if you have a real strong like drive to the properties that were announced at HHN, I feel like I would recommend that. Like if you have like I want to do Ghostbusters, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like that's fun, but like to get an overall general feel of like a haunt event, I think Knott's is like is just a better overall experience for uh like the scare zones mixed with the mazes. Like Universal has scare zones, but they're just not the same. Not the same as the ones that Knott's Berry Farm has. So um I think they bring the maze experience out of the maze with the scare zones. And you don't have to be waiting in long lines to experience like the scares and the fun like you do at HHN. Like HHN has scare zones, but like for the most part, you're just spending a lot of time in switchback queues that are in between barriers. So like, unless you're spending the money to do express, like that's going to be basically a lot of your life at HHN. So
It's so true. For me personally, I'm just a Halloween Horror Night person, man. Horror Nights to me is just it's just so epic.
it's
Everything
your bread
about
and butter.
it's my bread and butter, man. But not Scary Farm is like 1A, 1B. You can't go wrong. Scary Farm or Horror Nights, you can't go wrong. They both excel in many different ways, and these events are not the same. But for me, I would go Horror Nights. But like if somebody decided to go to Scary Farm, more power to you. I ain't mad. It's a good event. It's always a great event. But Horror Nights doesn't do bag policy. It's just Scary Farm. And I almost want to say Six Flags kind of does bag policy a little bit, because they don't allow a lot of stuff like tripods and like metal holders for cell phones and all that kind of stuff. They're really strict on that stuff. Um, that is it. That is it. I want to bug you for one more thing, Danny, because we talked about it earlier, and I just I just want to bring it up. I just want to bring it up. Is Avatar Land gonna go in Rivers of America at Disneyland? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. How do you feel about these things looking like things in like Grizzly River Rapids area? Just throw it out the door. You're ridiculous. This is never going there. Or could there be like maybe it goes at Grizzly River Rapid area or Grizzly Peak and blah blah blah. Like, how do you feel? Let's get Danny's interpretation.
No, this is an immersive land, and it needs to be surrounded by just the environment, and it basically for an immersive land like this, think of Galaxy's Edge, think of like Pandora
Toontown.
Yeah, Toontown, Pandora, World of Avatar at Walt Disney World. They're kind of all like on the outskirts or outside the park, so that they're very immersive. And unless there's two things that would happen with that, like you would either the scenery inside Avatar would never be tall enough to completely block out the Grand Californian, so that would really break your immersion, right? You're seeing this like this arts and crafts movement, beautiful building behind you, and then it would be blocking the park views from that hotel. So I just feel like it would never fit there. It needs to be like where we said in Hollywoodland or in those other spaces, next to the other hotel, to really provide that immersion. But I just personally don't think it'll go into those new spaces next to the Pixar Place Hotel,
Mm-hmm.
simply because of that same thing. Like you're going to see the Pixar Place Hotel to the right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like Avatar is going to require immersion, and the only place it could get that is in Hollywoodland.
And I don't know who the heck said it on Twitter, but it was really well said that Disney does good jobs in like corner lands where they just kind of shove it in a corner. And I was like,
Yeah.
dude, if Avatar gets shoved in this Hollywood land, it's gonna be just insane. It's gonna be insane.
Hmm.
I haven't looked at this. What the heck happened here? No thanks. I haven't looked at this art in a long time. Is there anything that kind of stands out to you a little bit more now that we've had D23, Danny?
Um,
This is
yeah.
like
So
the original.
they talked about the boat ride being like an expedition to see different animals in this part of Pandora, this new part that's themed to Way of Water. They also said there'd be elements to this land that are from Avatar 4, or excuse me, Avatar 3, and even beyond, that haven't been released yet. Maybe they would have, the next one at least maybe would have been released by the time this land opens. So we saw that in Pandora World of Avatar, right? The Flight of Passage attraction had the whale animals from the Way of Water years, like we're talking years and years
Like
before
six
Way
years.
of Water even came out. So like, and then now that the Tulkum, I think they're called. So like now that Avatar's Way of Water's come out, we're like, oh my gosh, those are the whales that we saw in Flight of Passage in the Pandora World of Avatar at Walt Disney World. So like we always had that little, and so it makes that ride relevant today. Now that that movie's out. So I just think in D23 they mentioned that the ride would be like an expedition to see wildlife, and
Hmm.
so we're seeing like those otters right there. Like so, there's probably going to be some really cool animatronics of like the different animals, and then like they said, it takes a turn for kind of a scary turn, a thrilling turn throughout the ride, and I think that'll be the part that happens in that big mountain, which is probably hiding a building.
Humongous building.
Yeah.
And it was Peter who had a good like a good interpretation of what could be. Let me bring it up in Hollywood land to just kind of maybe go off a little bit more. Uh, could that I don't even know what to call that building. The arcade building, this storage facility behind Hollywood Lounge. Does it survive? And Peter kind of had like a side by side, of the concept art. Because a lot of people were saying that it was Hungry Bear or Smoke Jumper Grill, but Peter's like, could it be this building? It could be. It could be for all we know. Um, I hope we get Sotoli Canteen, Danny. Do you think they'll just copycat Sotoli Canteen, or like it'll be like a Sotoli Canteen and just call it a different name?
They'll probably just call it a different name, but I'd be happy with it.
Dude, if they brought Sotoli Canteen over here, good. That's all we need. That's all we
Yeah,
need.
so there's a couple things to bring up here from Tour de Fridge in the chat. Where's the monorail going to go through? I don't see it. Rumor has it, Tour de Fridge, that Disney is actually going to spend the money to move the monorail, something they famously did not do
Anyway,
when they built DCA. But that's just a rumor, right? Like
yeah.
we've been hearing on the Twitterverse, right? Like so, it could be literally nothing. But it's funny that that person caught that. So there's been a
The
lot of
answer
talk
is
about
there
that.
is no monorail in the concept art of Avatar.
And it could just be that they just didn't put it in the concept art, right? Because all the all the concept art we've got from Avatar, like in the past when it was at Walt Disney World, like it looks pretty close to what they got, but not like exactly the same, right? It's a little bit more exaggerated, more Pandora world than what's actually there. So it could just be omitting the monorail, and so like, but we'd have to wait and see. You know, they're going to be doing some major work if it goes into that space, removing the transportation plaza. So maybe monorail is a part of that.
We gotta wait for Disney. Officially Disney. We got gifted membership. Mark W. Thank you for dropping the fire. Fire is Mark W. Danny, closing thoughts on all this Halloween talk, man. Damn, it's about hour and 50 minutes. Holy, I didn't even realize it was that long. Hour and 50 minutes of Halloween talk. Closing thoughts.
Man, I am just totally stoked to see what Knott's Berry Farm is going to be announcing on Thursday. I'm bummed that I can't be there, but I'm excited to see your live and everyone else who's going, what's going to happen. I'll definitely be there on opening day, so I'm excited to see what you guys get revealed for Thursday. And also, for HHN, the opening night of HHN is like literally the best thing at Halloween. So like I can't wait for opening night. It's gonna be so much fun.
You get to see the opening ceremony, the new shows. It's
just like there's no better feeling, Mondo, than like the crowd and the vibes of opening night at HHN. It's like worth the money to go on opening night.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be. I can't believe Halloween's upon us. At the same time, Halloween starts at Disneyland next Thursday or Friday. I'm not even ready to think like that. But damn, dude, it's like Scary Farm reveal event, scary freaking Disneyland Halloween. I don't even know what I. Like, what do I want from Disneyland Halloween season? I guess the new outfits. Maybe the foodie guide will get me inspired. I don't know, Danny. I'm just like, I'm not ready for Halloween with Disneyland dropping it so early. It's kind of hard. It's a little hard, man. But I'm excited. We'll be covering. I'm assuming Danny will be covering a lot of Halloween stuff this week. Any podcasts or anything on the horizon, Danny, or another video coming? Just to let people know one more time.
Yeah, the Just Ask Danny is my YouTube channel. If you guys want to subscribe to that, I've got my D23 weekend video part 1. Part 2 is going to be coming out in the next couple of days with some Disneyland updates. And then I'll be covering Disneyland Halloween this weekend. I'm going to go on Saturday. I don't think I'll be there. I think I have a reservation, Mondo, on Friday night. The goal is to head straight to Disneyland on Friday to see the fireworks show and everything at Disneyland on Friday, and kind of do like the vibes at nighttime, so that Saturday my focus can just be during the day, like to do all the food and stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna feel like 93 degrees on the first day of Halloween. I'm so Halloweened out. It feels amazing. It's just crazy. My closing thoughts. Let's freaking go, man. That's all I gotta say. Let's freaking go. I can't wait to hear what Scary Farm has to say on Thursday. We'll definitely be doing live stream and Speculation Sunday and a whole lot of conversation on those topics, whatever it'll be. And we'll be covering Halloween at Disneyland. I don't like. I'm trying to wrap my head around what am I excited for Halloween Disneyland? The outfits and the food, and I guess seeing what comes from Oogie Boogie and just seeing it from the sidelines. We'll see. Thank you, Danny. Another amazing Speculation Sunday. Can't wait to hear your next podcast and then your videos coming up on D23. It's fun to look back at all that D23 coverage just from different perspectives, because like everybody that goes to D23, nobody has the same experience, like literally at all.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, smash that like button. Thank you guys for watching. Speculation Sunday on a Sunday. We are barring it down. The Cali Bay. And just as Danny are calling it a day, I'm the main host, Mondo.